Hi, this is Joe with another review. For the sake of this video, we'll be discussing. I know we're about 3.5 months away from Halloween. That's the 3.5 months to Halloween. So I figured to do a horror movie review. They're gonna jump on everybody else for Halloween 2018. And we'll be discussing the 1943 film, I Walked with a Zombie. Yes, it's the actual title of the movie. And of course, this movie is quite simple. I mean, it's about just over 110 minutes. So it's about 110, 115 minutes. So it's pretty short. Like a lot of horror films at the time, it's pretty quite short. That's an hour and a half. But this movie is, really a quite simple story. Very sense of the word. It's not really that scary, or even though it has a zombie in it, it has voodoo stuff in it, which we're going to get into. But other than that, it's not that scary of a film, because this film takes place in the early days of the horror films, and particularly the early days of the zombie movies. Because zombie movies at that time, we're going to start in 1932, White Zombie, which I previously reviewed. And most zombie films, it's not like what it is with modern day, with the Walking Dead series and AMC, or the George Romero movies where there's radiation, zombies coming back from the dead from radiation. This was just voodoo stuff, and this was no different than any other film. Well, the premise of this movie is that there was a nurse from Canada, from Canadian nursing school, who gets hired to go down to the Caribbean to be a nurse for some rich guy's wife, who was like pretty much in a catatonic state. But every so often she would walk around and stuff, walk around the estate. And of course she didn't know, or the nurse didn't know at the time, that the rich man's wife was a zombie. And then she finally finds out that or the nurse finally finds out that she was a zombie, and he goes, "I work with a zombie." That's how they got the title. And of course, they finds out that the guy, the husband of the zombie, has a brother, and the two of them, for a while, before the wife got sick, the two brothers were fighting over the girl. And of course, one brother, won out on the other brother, but the two of them were still fighting. You got the girl, you don't love the girl, I love the girl, you don't, and all that sort of thing. And then meanwhile, the mother came by and pretty much put like a zombie curse on the wife, or on her daughter-in-law, and it turned her into a zombie. Because there was a local zombie cult, and a bunch of people were involved with voodoo, because it was like in Haiti and the Caribbean. They believe in voodoo. Voodoo is their religion down there. So they all got together and said, okay, we have, because the mother of the two brothers says, "Oh, this girl is breaking up my home. She's breaking up these two brothers and the brotherly bond and stuff, and this girl, is breaking them up. So I want you to do something to this girl. You're the killer or something." So they did put a curse on her, but and turned her into a zombie. And so when the nurse finds out about all this stuff, well, she found out later that the mother was the one that put this curse on the daughter-in-law. She found out much later. But what the nurse is trying to do is she's trying to maybe, as soon as she found out that the girl patient was a zombie, and she was working with her and the nurse was working with the doctor, saying, "Is there anything we can do on this stuff?" And he says, "Well, the fever that she had affected her brain. She can't talk. She can't do this." And it's like almost like she has. She can walk around and stuff, but she can't really communicate with anybody. But she's like zoned out, zonked out, or zombied out, really. and the doctor believed. Wayne believed it was a zombie, but he didn't believe in all this voodoo. The doctor didn't believe in all this voodoo stuff. And eventually, they got the full story from the mother-in-law. He said, "Okay, now I can't believe this stuff," especially when the local voodoo tribe, on the island they were on, tries to keep calling her back to try to reverse the zombieism that she has. And it's practically what the last act of the film was. And of course, I'm not going to give away what does happen, but they do try. At least the nurse is trying to help. You know, the two brothers is trying to help a patient, and of course, that's what practically goes on for the rest of the movie. And compared to other zombie films at the time, like King of the Zombies, I think there was another zombie film that had a lot of comedy in it. Well, King of the Zombies had a lot of comedy in there. But this one is just a straight story with zombieism and voodoo stuff. But it's not really that much of a horror story, because zombies, even though for the last 50 years since Night of the Living Dead came out, for the last 50 years, zombies were a big thing in horror films. But you know, in the 30s and 40s, in the early days of the horror films, zombies were not that great big, you know, not a big genre in the horror cycle. I mean, there were a couple, like I said, there was zombie movies here and there, but they didn't really catch on as a horror genre until, like I just said, with Joseph Miller's Night of the Living Dead, which came out 50 years ago, in 1968. That's when, you know, zombies became a big thing. But that time, zombies were like all this voodoo stuff, when people's souls were taken away by these local voodoo tribes, voodoo cults and stuff. And this movie was no different. But compared to other zombie movies that, you know, at that time in the 1940s, this one was one of the better ones, because it has a good story, sad ending, and you have to mind you, it does have a sad ending to it for those who never saw it. I Walk with the Zombie. I think the movie might be on YouTube. I'm not 100%. I know other zombie movies are, from the early days of the zombie films, including the George Romero movies, because of the copyright, because it's open, you know, open domain for the George Romero films. But I don't know if I Walk with the Zombie is on YouTube or not. I don't know. I have to check on that. But I Walk with the Zombie is a pretty decent film, because it has, at least this one has a plot to it, and that's why I like Walk with the. I mean, it is kind of even though the movie's only an hour 15 minutes, it is kind of a slow paced film until it gets to like the last act when they figure it, when everything is spelled out until it's over what's going on in the film. But it is a good zombie movie. And if you want to see an early zombie film, check out Walk with the Zombie. So that's my review of the film, Walk with the Zombie. Please click on the video, please rate it, feel free to comment on it. Please subscribe to my channel, please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews and on my YouTube channel at rowdyseed.com, it's all WDY, lastseed.com. There's a homepage and a Rowdy Reviewer, Chris Lee Moore, and please check out all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.